All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another post-fight analysis video. All right, y'all, let's talk about the main event. Holly Holm versus Mayra Bueno Silva. All right, y'all, we got a new face in the bantamweight rankings making a statement. She's making a big statement. Now, it's not a brand new face. It's a familiar face, just a face that's moving up from 125 to 135. But I think she's found a home. Here, Mayra Bueno Silva. She's making a statement, all right? Now, going into this fight, I thought this was a fight where Holly Holm was going to overwhelm her opponent with experience. I thought she was going to do what she usually does, offset Bueno Silva, flurry, clinch, wrestle a little bit, use a few kicks, rinse and repeat, right? And just kind of make Silva look for it throughout these 5 rounds. Silva might have her moments, but that's about it. Because I believe Silva is game and her aggression and her power is real, because I think it is carrying up to 135. I just didn't think she was going to have that ability to connect, But she did connect with a few shots, and I do believe that her training with Kayla Harrison has really helped her. It's kind of humbled her, and it's kind of given her that confidence to feel like, oh, what's Holly Holm going to do to me that Kayla Harrison, couldn't already do? Kayla Harrison's been rolling and ragdolling her. She's been putting that real strength on her. So she built up that confidence going into this fight. So, I knew she would connect with a few things. If anything, like I said, if this fight was going to go her way, it was going to be her jiu-jitsu. If Holly takes her down and Holly gets reckless, that's going to be her chance. But wow, man, Holly constantly was pressuring Mayra Bueno Silva and sticking her neck out. That right there, I said, okay, this is a bad idea. Like the way she was wrestling with her on the cage and clinch fighting, it was just like she was dependent solely on the strength. Like Holly Holm had the strength, but she just fell into a trap. And MBS locked in that standing ninja choke. First, I thought it was just like a regular guillotine, but they put it down as a ninja choke. That's the first time I think I've seen one of these in WMMA, because the standing triangle was Lemos and Andrade, right? That was different. So I thought this was the same thing, but yeah, it was just kind of a different position. And this is the problem, man. Like, this is the problem with 135, and Holly Holm in particular. There's a lack of change here. There's a lack of change. And like I said in a live a few days ago, yes, she's worked on a few different things, Holly Holm. But considering the pace of these younger fighters like Mayra Bueno Silva and some of these other girls coming up, they're coming in more so well-rounded, So the growth of Holly Holm at this point in her career, I don't think is fast enough. Like, she's making subtle changes, but by the time she's more of a wrestler and she's using that physical strength to her advantage, girls like this, they're bringing in new submission attempts that, they learned before. These are fighters that are younger that were working on the underground circuit and, just rolling throughout their career, earning black belts and so on, that when they come into the game, they know how to incorporate it in a fight like this, So somebody like Mayra Bueno Silva and so on, these fighters, they've worked on a lot of things and they're coming in well-rounded. So the more experienced fighters, as they, start to slow down, they start to become targets. Holly's still doing too many of the same things too. Holly, she's still doing too many of the same things that, that cost her in fights, or that would cost her even in her victories. I think the things that really save her are her, her physical strength, her athleticism, and her overall experience. That's what happened in this fight. The first round was what you were seeing just shades of, but then, like I said, this more so fighter that's been evolving and just very dangerous right now, and very, very rugged in Mayra Bueno Silva. She was gonna take this moment. Like, Mayra Bueno Silva, she's not the type of fighter to back down to anybody. She has put on some disappointing performances before, but even in those performances, she's always dangerous. She's always dangerous. So yeah, when it came down to it, my pick was for Holly Holm, going by experience and just speed and everything. But when it came down to it, Mayra Bueno Silva, like I said, her big chance is a submission win. Like, that's the only way she'll beat Holly Holm, and that's how she did it. I just didn't think it would be a standing ninja choke like that. I thought it was going to be on the ground. I mean, the first round right away, let's talk about this first round here. Holly Holm, to me, was pretty much looking like Holly Holm. She was letting the flurries go. Nothing was really landing with authority, though. She landed a few left hands. A few of the shots were just kind of off the mark. It's just kind of how she does, kind of blast off some speedy shots, then go right back out. And again, like I said, rinse and repeat, right? To me, it wasn't until like Holly Holm slowed down a little bit and started to pick quick shots. That's how she landed. Like, when she started sticking out the single jab, that was more effective because, she was taking time to just pinpoint one shot, and you need that type of, you need that type of accuracy when you're dealing with a Mayra Bueno Silva. Mayra's pressure was kind of making Holly a little antsy, I think. It's kind of making Holly throw a lot of panic strikes. So Holly, she would throw those quick combinations, but then she'd see Mayra Bueno Silva still there because she's not hitting Mayra Bueno Silva clean. So again, Holly Holm has to resort back to what she does. She'll clinch to slow the fight down, land a few knees on the inside. But to me, Silva, she was hanging in there, doing better than most, not really in trouble. A few of those shots, to the body were landing, those knees. But when they separate, you can see that it wasn't affecting Mayra Bueno Silva. Mayra Bueno Silva, a few left hands connected, a few body kicks landed for Holly Holm. So I think I gave Holly Holm the round just off of that activity. But Silva, when she started letting it go on the inside, she landed a couple of hard elbows on the inside that kind of got a reaction out of Holly Holm. Not enough to win the round, but you could see that if she gets on the inside, that power was going to be effective against Holly Holm. Second round, wasn't much of a second round, but you could see that the power was starting to get to Holly as Silva landed the harder strikes. Like, she landed a couple hard kicks too that you could see gave a reaction out of Holly Holm. So Holly Holm, what does she do? She goes right back into a clinch because it's like she doesn't want to exchange with Mayra Bueno Silva. So I think she was feeling some power. So she goes right in for another reckless clinch. She pressed Silva, dipped her neck down like she was going to take Silva down. Silva wasn't having it. She locked that choke in. She wasn't letting go. Tighter and tighter. Holly had the tap, man. So yeah, they're just some things that Holly's still alert as far as, like her clinch game. But when it comes down to it, against these submission artists, that's what kind of worries me about her. She'll kind of stick her neck out there too much and get a little reckless and just leave herself open. So whenever you face somebody like this with this level of jiu-jitsu, they're not going to waste time going strength for strength. They're going to look for a way to end it, whether it's your arm or your neck. And that brings up another fighter right now. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but that's what makes me feel like, Erin Blanchfield, she could actually be dangerous at 135 right now. It just kind of popped into my head because Erin Blanchfield, she's the same way, like she'll get tough and scrappy with you, but fighters that just want to go straight at her and they'll be physical, she's going to look for a way to end it, because in that moment, while they're trying to like choke her or they're trying to press her to the cage, she'll find your arm or your neck and she'll end the fight quick. And that's kind of what people do in street fights. That's what's needed in a street fight. If somebody gets you to the ground, and they're trying to put on the show and bull rush and do all this crazy wild stuff, jiu-jitsu does come in handy in some of those situations. You can go ahead and end the fight, shut somebody down, tap them out, and that's it. So Mayra Bueno Silva kind of looks for those moments. She comes from that background. So when Holly comes in strength like this, strength for strength, she's trying to go strength for strength. Somebody like Mayra Bueno Silva, she'll shut it down with you being reckless. I think, again, Erin Blanchfield, she kind of has that characteristic about her, that attribute about her. So, yeah, I think at 135, Erin could do something. But it's also making me think, hey, that Tyler Santos fight might be a little bit more dangerous than we think. But I'll talk about that later. But anyways, man, back to this fight. Holly Holm, I think it's the same thing that we said in the past with her. There's not enough improvements, not enough adjustments being made throughout her career. It's the same flurries. And as somebody who comes from the boxing background, I believe that, she should be making more of a change on her punches. You can't be the same, like telegraphing the same combinations. She has to slow it down, pick her shots, use quickness more so instead of speed. And at this point in her career at 41, I don't think she's going to change that. So it might be time to hang it up. That's just being real. I'm, as a Holly Holm fan, and I'm not seeing her really evolve. I don't want to see her just getting eaten alive now by every single one of these fighters that's going to come up, like a Lisbo or Jamie Lynn Horth, all these girls that are, putting their hands together and their ground skills together. I don't want to see her face that, So, yeah, it's just time to pass it on now. But Mayra Bueno Silva, she continues her tear through the fading division. She's showing some of these ladies that it's time to evolve or retire. And, with her winning, this is good. This is a good look for the bantamweight division. Again, I know it's fading, but she's in here at a good time where she can build her experience against veterans and stake her claim as the new head of bantamweight as the other girls start to, grow. And by then, we should have a nice little transition. And, that's what we need. It's the same thing as I said with flyweight. We need that weed 'em out season where a lot of the flyweights, that were unranked, they're getting the girls that been around, that don't want title shots, that already lost to to the champion. They already lost their title shots to, Valentina. They have to get weeded out, right? And the same thing has to happen here. Mayra Bueno Silva, she's doing that. She's coming through with a 4-0 win streak at 135. You can't knock that. You can't get mad at that. So from here, I think that she's close to title talks. I still think Rocky deserves a shot. She's 5-0. Call her boring or whatever you want to call her, but I think Rocky has the tools and the skills and, the resume to back up her title shot right now. Mayra, there's no problem with her getting in line right now. I mean, Holly Holm was 1-1 coming into this fight, and she's 1-2. So it's more so Holly Holm's name that's giving her that argument to get a title shot. But what has Holly done to make her a credible title eliminator? Got to think about that too, right? It's more than that, right? Because it's good. See, it kind of contradicts what people say now, because some people say Holly don't deserve a title shot because look at her resume. But if Mayra Bueno Silva beats her, they're gonna say, "Oh, she beat Holly Holm. She beat Holly Holm, so now she deserves a title shot." No, you gotta look at it in one way, and that's how I'm looking at it. Same energy down the middle, because Holly is 1-1. She wasn't really in the title shot talks anyway. So with Mayra Bueno Silva beating her, doesn't necessarily mean she get a title shot. It's more so putting her in the talks of being, just in that mix in the top 5 or top 6 now. That's about it. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Holly, does she need to retire from here? Mayra Bueno Silva, do y'all think she will be a threat to this newly changing division? Yeah, just leave your comments like always. But that puts another thought in my head, man. That goes to show you how good Manon Fiorot is, man. I don't care what y'all say about that fight, but hey, Manon, she was taking Mayra Bueno Silva down, and she was putting it on her in that fight. Hey, it just shows you how good she was, right? Everybody thought Holly was going to do what Manon did. I did too, but hey, just again, the beast is real. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.